Let's talk fifth grade language arts today. Hi, my name is Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very thankful that you're here. I'm thankful for your time. On my channel, we talk about all things homeschool. And right now, it's all about curriculum. We are having so much fun with the curriculum videos. We have finished our fourth grade curriculum reviews. We are currently in the process of doing flip throughs, and we are preparing to walk through our fifth grade curriculum picks and how we are planning on using them. Before I get started with our fifth grade language arts material, I want to say thank you so much to Ingrid from the Ingrid Chronicles and Kim from the Homeschooling Grammy. They are the hosts of this collab on all things language arts for the 2021-2022 school year. So please make sure that you check out their channels as well as the playlist that I will link down below, so you'll be able to see many videos on how individual mamas are using language arts next year. I have already released a curriculum picks video, which I will include here, where I just very quickly ran through our major curriculum choices for the fifth grade. But today I'm going to talk about all things language arts. For language arts, I am pulling from so many different places. I have yet to be able to find a curriculum that's one curriculum that I think will work very well with my daughter's needs. So first of all, we are going to be using Abeka language. Now this is for the grammar portion. If you are unfamiliar with Abeka is your very traditional workbooks. You're going to have so many worksheets with Abeka, but the way that I like to use that is because where she needs additional help, it's right there. I already have it. Where she doesn't need that much practice, then we can just do like the odd numbers on the odd pages, the even numbers on the even pages, and that works out really well. So again, it's just your standard worksheets. So you have a little box that talks about the lesson, and then you have worksheets. This Abeka program is based on a biblical worldview, so that's something to keep in mind. And they say that it is writing and grammar. There is not really that much writing included in this Abeka text. They do have like research paper, book reports, those types of things, a few letters, but overall this is primarily a grammar curriculum. With this book, there is a teacher's manual, and this teacher's manual is basically for everything that Abeka considers language arts. So you're going to have the spelling, vocabulary information in here, the readers, your grammar, and then also reading comprehension, penmanship, etc. I only use this for the language part of it. And so within each lesson, this is the material you need. Here are the procedures. Basically, if you want someone to say what you should say, this is where it is. So we use Abeka for this language portion. It also comes with a wonderful teacher's manual. I love these teacher's manuals because what they are is the page, and it shows you exactly what's on the page, and then it gives you the answers. I really like this teacher's manual. With this curriculum, there are these wonderful language charts. And so for a number of different, so mine are starting to fall out, but they have perforated pages, so they actually expect you to pull them out. But you can see that there are personal pronouns chart. On the back of this one is the prepositions. You have linking verbs. So these charts are really nice to be able to utilize when we're talking about the different parts of speech, the different types of sentences, those types of concepts. I really like those charts. Now, Abeka is, the traditional curriculum. So you're going to have tests and quizzes. So here are the tests and quizzes booklet. It's pretty much exactly what you would think with tests and quizzes. It is straight up tests and quizzes. And then you also have the answer key. So that is our grammar portion of language arts. Let's move on to our reading portion, reading comprehension. So I consider this reading comprehension to be part of language arts. I know that sometimes it is included separately as a different subject, but for me, reading comprehension is part of language arts. So we will be using two primary sources for reading comprehension. The first one is Abeka. So we have the reading comprehend skill sheets, and these are set up the same all the way through. You have a page to read. It will tell you how long you should let the student read it. Normally they're about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. And then on the back is 10 questions. So this is just very standard throughout this whole book. They're set up the same way. There are 42 reading comprehensions in this book. The second piece that we will be utilizing for reading comprehension is the reading detective. Now, I do have a flip through of this book with some other reading comprehension books, which I will link up here. But the reason that I really chose the reading detective is because this primarily is an extremely straightforward reading comprehension. You read the passage and then you answer the questions, most of which is directly from the text. This is more of a critical thinking. This is more thinking about what did the text mean? What were the meaning behind some part of the text? And that's really what we need. This is more of a 5th to 6th grade book. So we will be taking this probably pretty slowly throughout the year, but this is our next step in reading comprehension, is really looking at the information to be able to determine the meaning behind it. So I'm pretty excited about this. I think that it's going to be challenging, but I'm hoping not too challenging. So the reading detective, that's going to be a pretty big part of our reading comprehension in 5th grade. Next portion of language arts is spelling. Now, my daughter does not like spelling. She has done the lists previously, and really she can memorize the lists. She takes the test, she dumps it. And so last year we worked on with spelling you see E. And this year we are going to be doing spelling you see F. And what it is, there are a number of YouTube videos on spelling you see, but what you do is basically there is some passage to read, you're looking for chunks, and then you have to also write the passage, and it's more teaching about thinking about words to understand how they're spelled. Now, this does come with part 1 and then a part 2, and they send the colored pencils for you to find your chunks, and then also the packet that I got has the teacher's manual, so spelling you see for spelling in 5th grade. Along with spelling, let's talk vocabulary. So for vocabulary, my daughter has a pretty nice vocabulary, but she still just needs some work. So last year we didn't do a formal vocabulary, but this year we're going to try this Evan Moor Vocabulary Fundamentals, and it will give you, for example, here's prefixes. You have a little lesson and then 1 page, and different concepts. You can see that you're going to have multiple units 4 different concepts. And I do have a flip through of this book with some other vocabulary workbooks, which I will link here. We're going to use Vocabulary Fundamentals from Evan Moor. Planning on her working on this vocabulary totally independently. I am not planning on doing very much information with regards to it because I want her to learn to work more independently. I think this is a really good step for that. We're also going to be getting some vocabulary from our writing curriculum. So for writing, we will be doing all things fun and fascinating from IEW. Now, we started this in January of her 4th grade year. We made it about halfway through. We're going to be finishing this. I'm anticipating finishing this in a few months, and then we'll be moving on to something else with regards to IEW. We haven't determined exactly what our next step is going to be, but I am extremely fond of this curriculum. My daughter was such a reluctant writer prior to us finding IEW, prior to us finding this curriculum, and it has made her do truly a 180. She enjoys it, and I think that the biggest reason is because of the outlines, because this tells you exactly what you need to do. For example, you have a passage to read, and then it tells you about outlining it. It also talks about banned words, so that she needs to have strong adjectives and strong ly words. And so here you can see they give you a list of quality adjectives so that you can utilize. And I really think that all of this, here's some ly words, but I really think that this approach has worked so well with her. So we're definitely sticking with IEW. So in the back of the teacher's manual for IEW, there is a list of vocabulary words by lesson. So we will be adding these vocabulary words to our writing lessons. We did that with the first half of the book. It worked really well. We will continue to do that as well for the second half of the book. So we're going to be doing IEW for writing and a little vocabulary. We will also be using IEW for cursive. Now, my daughter learned cursive her 2nd grade year. We still had issues with a few of the letters, but my goal truly is for her not to lose it, to hone the skills a little bit more and not to lose it. And IEW has this cursive, which is just basically your standard cursive workbook. We have tried a few different cursive curriculum and workbooks in the past, and they just have not worked. She either thought they were boring or she just didn't like them. So, but you also have some interesting copy work in with this. So I'm hoping that this is more than just writing the letters, that it will be a better received. But we just need something where she can learn cursive a little bit better, practice cursive, and not lose it. So I'm hoping that this IEW does the job. If not, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. So, but that's okay. Got IEW. Let's hope it works. For poetry, which is the last portion of language arts I want to talk about today, I have 2 separate ideas of what I want to do. The first one is the Evan Moor Read and Understand Poetry. This is for grades 4 and 5. This is just the front cover. It's an ebook, and so I printed out the front cover so I would have something to show. We started this in 4th grade, and we really liked it. There's just more material within this book that we will be able to utilize for 5th grade. It is separated into different units. So for example, this one is the work of our hands. You can see that you'll have 3 different poems with this. And so what it will tell you is this is for the teacher before you read the poem, while you read it, and just basically the information that you need to know. And then you can read the poem. Have questions about understanding the poem. And so this, up until now, this is something that they have with every portion of it. Now for this next part, it changes based on the poem. So this, for understanding the poem, you can see that you have different questions. So what you're going to be doing with this is, if Walt Whitman had written, "I hear America singing today," what are 7 jobs he might have included? And then you will basically rewrite it with this information that you had included up here. So there's always some kind of different activity on this. The first few pages are always the same, with telling the teachers what to do, then reading the poem, and then understanding the poem. And then on the 4th page, you get the activities. And we've written limericks. She had a section on sea shanties. So it's been a lot of fun doing this poetry book. I'm still working on the second idea of what I want to do for poetry. It is more along the lines of learning about the poets as well as their works. And so that's something that I have in the works. Right now I'm still trying to flesh it out a little bit more, but I'm not planning on doing that until the 2nd semester of 5th grade, because this Evan Moor Read and Understand Poetry is going to take us through the 1st semester. So I will keep you updated when I have more information on that 2nd semester portion of poetry. That's what we're planning to do for language arts for 5th grade. If you have any questions, please include those in the comments below. I am really enjoying getting to know you through YouTube, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ingrid from the Ingrid Chronicles and Kim, the Homeschooling Grammy, for putting together this collab and letting me participate. Thank you so much. Please make sure that you check out their channels as well. And finally, if these are the types of videos that you enjoy, please make sure that you are subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. We are working on videos for each of the different subjects for 5th grade to explain the curriculum that we're using, why we chose what we chose, as well as how we are planning on implementing, what supplements are we bringing in, that type of information. I hope that you hit that subscribe button and join us for the rest of the curriculum videos. And again, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.